The countdown for Epic Universe has begun. Universal pays tribute to the monsters, Halloween Horror Nights rumours, and what age is the right age to take a child to Universal. This is episode 492 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hello everyone! Welcome to another show. Well, I'm just going to jump straight in and introduce people because I normally get frowned at for waffling. I'm not going to do that this time.
You're still waffling.
No! As you can hear, I have Lee with me.
Hello, Ron.
I have Michelle with me.
Hello, hello.
And we have a special guest because Chris is off doing something else.
See, we said we weren't going to do that.
No,
we
but
still
I'm going to
have to
explain
do
it.
don't
Shut
we?
up. But Chris is off doing something else, so whatever. You know. So I have got my boy, Connor here. Hello, Connor!
Hello, Connor.
Hey, howdy, hey.
Yes.
How's everybody?
Chris is not here because of work, so...
We aren't doing that.
Well, no, but you kind of already did it now.
No, I didn't.
So
I just
Connor
did it
is
somewhere.
a producer club member who answered the call at the last minute to join us for the next two shows.
First past the post.
Yeah, I basically saved the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow. For anyone
Humble this one is.
Oh,
who
yeah.
has listened to our producers club exclusives this year, Connor is the person that I talked about doing Zack Snyder's Justice League scene by scene with him and Chris.
That'd be fun.
Was the podcast that we toyed around a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the funny part about that is that you guys are like, not overly obsessed, but really into the Zack Snyder verse and stuff like that. And I'm the guy like, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I like Batman vs. Superman. Everything else is just fine. It would have been happy mediums.
If they spent 2 hours talking to Chris about it at our Strongwater Tavern meetup, even though he was supposed to leave an hour and a half prior.
I said bye to everybody, hugged everybody, and then an hour and a half later, Lee comes in the lobby and me and Chris are just still sitting there talking.
I see no problem with that.
No.
It's normal.
It's like, I thought you were going home. I am. Tomorrow.
Yeah, still waiting.
Well, we've got quite a good show. So I think
I mean,
we
you're
should...
assuming.
I'm very confident in this fact. Connor is here. He's going to have our ratings through the roof. Otherwise, he's not...
Is that what that means?
Yeah, how does that make you feel, Michelle?
No, he's already set that bar. So, you know, I'm expecting to fulfill that obligation. Anyway, let's kick things
It's
off
all
with,
good.
with a little things from Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, back with another look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. We'll start out in Islands of Adventure, where Jurassic Park River Adventure just ended its annual seasonal refurbishment, and now Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls will be closed for maintenance through February 25th. The Hogwarts Express was also closed for some maintenance. Heard they were having some issues with the cable that pulls the trains, but that reopened as of the 24th of January, so we can once again hop that from Islands of Adventure over to Universal Studios Florida, where most of our other little things have taken place. In the New York area, Sing It is back. If you've never seen this show, it's an a cappella singing show in the style of Pitch Perfect, with a competition between two singing groups. I got to hear them do their set with ABBA songs, and if you want to catch them, they are on Delancey Street, near the stage where the Blues Brothers usually perform, and I expect to see them there as long as the Mummy is closed for refurbishments. Speaking of the Mummy, the Sahara Trader stores at the exit of the Mummy ride has been turned into a Universal Classic Monsters tribute store. There's some great decoration in there, including a statue of the Wolfman. Sadly, this is only a temporary store and will only exist as long as the Mummy is closed for refurbishment. In some other merchandise news, scented candles themed to extinct rides at Universal Studios have popped up. So if you want to remember what Back to the Future or Jaws smelled like, check out the stores around the park. If you're interested in anime, more anime merchandise has been added to the superhero merchandise sold in the MIB Gear store at the exit of the Men in Black ride.
Because that makes sense.
And if you were a fan of Shrek 4D, you can now take home some souvenirs from the extinct attraction, including 3D glasses from the ride for only $5 from the Williams of Hollywood prop shop in Universal Studios, Florida. In food news, Bumblebee Man's taco truck in Springfield recently discontinued the Korean beef tacos, which were my favorite, but they've replaced them with pork carnitas tacos, which are almost as good. Prices have gone up, so this is not as great as value as it used to be, but it still makes a tasty light lunch or snack. Now for a couple quick construction notes. There are construction walls around the Animal Actors Stadium near Kid Zone. This seems to be for a project to repave and rehabilitate the planters around the area, and does not seem to be a sign of any major construction coming to Kid Zone. There's also construction going on in the bus loop at the parking garages. This is going to continue all the way through the spring. Once it's done, it should hopefully make taking the buses to the hotels at Universal a lot easier. For right now, buses have been relocated, so check the signage for your pickup and drop-off points. Let's talk about a few discounts going on. Right now, Universal is offering a buy 3, get 2 days free ticket for Florida residents. Head on over to their website for the details on that deal. And Universal Orlando annual pass holders can also sign up to ride a Mardi Gras float during the upcoming parade. Head on over to Universal's website. Those sign-ups will go quick. Finally, let's end with some news about the future of the Universal Orlando Resort. Universal has filed a patent for an interactive token system that lets you wear a controller on your arm and use it to interact with real and virtual characters around the parks. Sounds quite a bit like a Pokemon system that could bring that game to life in the parks. Okay, that's all for now. I'll be back in a few weeks. In the meantime, I am Seth Kabursky, author of the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, which you can pick up at theunofficialguides.com. You can follow me on Twitter at TheUGSeries, and I'll be back soon with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
I need to apologize. Actually, I messaged Seth. So we talked about everything coming like this year and next year. Michelle, how did we not mention the Mummy refurb at all last week?
Because there was so much other stuff to talk about, honestly.
I came off the call and went, oh my God. And I messaged Seth and went, how did we not talk about the Mummy, by the way?
That's really odd.
You weren't here. You might have brought it up.
Well, yeah. See what happens when I'm not here?
I know. Seth's. We need to rename his segment because it's never little things anymore.
No,
I was
not
thinking the same thing.
So the idea behind little things is they are little things that have changed around the parks, not the length of the segment.
Okay. Well, it's a misnomer. I'm going to say that. However,
I vaguely remember a long time ago, there was like little things that only lasted like maybe 30 seconds. But ever since the pandemic hit, it was like immense amount of stuff.
Yeah, which is
the
good.
Immense things.
Yeah.
Lawful things.
Yeah, lawful things. I do like that.
Yeah.
The Shrek props in the prop shop.
Some cool stuff.
So we saw,
I'm not a
I
fan.
think it was Jackie Super Enthused was in there on one of her vlogs, and the Magic Mirror was in there from the pre-show. It was
cool.
$7,000.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Pocket change.
Oh yeah. I'll
For
take
you.
2.
Michelle's got 3 jobs. She can afford it.
No, no, thank you.
Michelle just
I
knocks
would
one
rather
of...
take another trip to Africa.
Exactly.
Okay?
Michelle just knocks one of her 20 trips a year off and can afford it.
I mean, I probably could, but who wants to do that? I would so much rather travel.
I mean, that's true.
I got a little excited about the Sing It ABBA thing, and then realised that by the time we get there,
They'll still be there. I think they're just performing there because of the Mummy. They're normally there all the time. Anyway, that's right, isn't
I
it,
love
Connor?
ABBA.
Yeah, so the a cappella singers, I barely see them, but they're out there in that location right where the Christmas tree usually is.
Right.
And then also Marilyn and her gang do shows there too right now.
We'll call
I just
her.
know
Because I
we
think,
deal with all the equipment there. So like, they're both right there right now.
I'm sure when we've been over, we've kind of seen them off down Delancey Street, but never actually gone on. I mean, we haven't even seen Pitch Perfect, which I really want to actually.
They're okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you, though, how much of a ruckus the Hogwarts Express being down caused in the travel agency world. I don't know. I of course don't follow it not much was said in the AP world because AP holders didn't specifically buy their tickets for riding the Hogwarts Express. However, in the travel agency world where we push park to park tickets for that ride, oh my gosh, everybody was freaking out.
Yeah.
Can I get refunds? Blah, blah, blah. So that reminded me what a smart play it was for Universal to make the Hogwarts Express be a park-to-park only option.
It was genius. But then
because literally the world like crumbled when that ride was down.
But you still get it. It's not like you're paying to ride the Hogwarts Express. You're paying to get access to both parks. Yes, the benefit is that you can get there on the Hogwarts Express, but it's not like the end of the world.
I don't think it's any quicker, to be honest.
No, let me tell you. People that are going to Universal, especially first-timers, to experience the Wizarding World, riding the Hogwarts Express is like a rite of passage, right? So they could very easily be happy with doing one park per day because you can still experience both parks.
True.
Just doing one park per day. But to ride the Hogwarts Express, you have to have a park-to-park ticket.
Yeah.
And so many people are like, oh, yeah, that's a given. We have to ride it. So, yes. Even if they don't do anything else but ride the Hogwarts Express to the other park and back, they demand it. And that caused such an uproar. It was insane.
It's a weird thing because we don't actually ride it that much because a lot of the time the queues for it are that long. You think, just walk.
Just walk it. But we've done it. That's the difference.
But we've done it. We forget that there are so many people that still haven't done it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get at. It's great the first time you do it. It's very outdated, and with Hermione's voice, to me it's almost unbearable at this point. But it's when there's a super long line for it, and people get upset that it's either closed or whatever it may be. You're just like, it's faster just to walk.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But yeah, you're right. It's hard for us to think like that because we literally see it or we ride it all the time.
Right. Yeah. It was a big reminder for me.
Yeah, and I agree, from Michelle's point of view, it's different for other people because we've got our annual passes, or before we had our annual passes, we'd have 2-week tickets. Both parks, so it wasn't a big deal to us. But if you're only going for a couple of days and you've bought, or you might even be going for one day, and you've bought a park-to-park ticket purely on being able to ride the Hogwarts Express,
you've got a kid that's a huge fan,
and not being able to do it. But this is the nature of theme parks, though. You can't go.
No, there's no guarantees.
And expect everything to be open, and I'm not saying you should go and expect stuff to be closed, but there's always that possibility it's going to happen.
Breakdowns happen. Unscheduled maintenance has to happen at times.
I can't think of another instance at any theme parks that I've been to where you specifically need a particular ticket type in order to experience an attraction.
No.
So, you of course may go to a theme park because you only want to ride the Velocicoaster, right? But you still have multiple ticket options. However, the park-to-park ticket option, you have to have that in order to ride the Hogwarts Express, which is not true for any other ride. So for people to pay that extra money specifically because they just want to experience Hogwarts Express and then it goes down, that was a big deal. So
it's weird as well because Tracy commented that it just seemed to come out of nowhere. It went down.
But if it was a cable problem.
Yeah, but as you pointed out when we were watching a vlog, it went down, Hogwarts Express is closed. Then there was signs outside of Diagon Alley saying it was down for seasonal maintenance. Yeah. It was planned, but it wasn't because it just went, which was weird.
Yeah. So
I have a feeling an inspector saw something and shut it down that morning immediately and said, we can't,
when you think
this has to be repaired.
Think of how much stress and pressure that tension cable will be under every single time it's used.
Yeah, think about how many times those two trains are running on a daily basis.
And I imagine that if that cable went, evacuating people from up there would be a major pain in the arse.
Oh, Michelle, what do you think of that one? Is that not too high?
I'd be okay with that one.
You'd be all right with that one?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's not too high.
You ain't get me down
and
a ladder.
I'm totally enclosed in a train car, so I'm not
Yeah, but they're still going to have to get you out of it.
Yeah.
They're still going to have to open the doors and somehow get you down off it if they can't. If the thing snaps and they can't move it.
I'd be okay with that.
Anyway,
that one.
We're not stuck on the train.
Let's talk about these scented candles.
It's worrying me.
Andrew
I
did.
love Magical Candle Company.
I don't remember what the Jaws ride smelled like,
Roasted
so I might need to
shark.
buy one.
Yeah.
That's the only smell I can remember is like burnt flesh. And
Or,
it's
like,
do I
feisty
want my
water.
house to smell like that?
That's a lovely candle smell.
I
The company,
Do that
the company
myself?
that makes them
Mm.
do a lot
Yes.
of
Yeah.
like for Disney as well, but that Disney doesn't sell them in the park. I think it's really cool that Universal's selling them in the park. So the ET one they already had.
Yeah.
It's the smell of the Q. I haven't smelled this one they're selling in the park, but I know they have an ETQ smell.
Yeah, we've
And
got
then
a
so I'm
Halloween
assu-
Horror Nights one.
I have the
Amazing.
HHN Fog one too, and
Oh,
it
it's so
you know
good.
it's
Got two.
it's pretty good.
One as well. I can't remember what the other one is,
We have a Halloween Horror Nights one.
which is lovely.
And then I can't see what the other one is.
Useless.
I know, shout out to Sonia Miranda. She was the one that gave us them.
Yes, she did.
Yes.
But I know our good friend Mr. Stone Cipher did the artwork for the new ones as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she
Shameless
did.
plug. Yeah, I'm glad that bus loop is getting sorted. I had a panic on when he mentioned that because I thought we're going to be using that bus loop a lot when we come over in September.
Uh-huh.
So
They
I'm
didn't
glad
change
that's-
much.
Really?
They took down the awnings, like the the covering for like shade. Other than
Oh,
that, it looks
handy.
exactly the same.
Yeah, but Seth said it was going on throughout the spring, so I don't know whether they're doing anything else with it.
Yeah, construction walls went up for a good 2 to 3 weeks, and I was like, oh, this is random. And then they went down, and there's no more construction walls, and it's just like open. So I don't know if that was just like phase one was to
Okay.
take out a lot of the stuff that was there and kind of clean it up with the concrete. Now there's going to be maybe there's a next one, but I don't know.
I'd like them to theme it down there because for the couple of times that we've been there, it really takes you out of that Universal Orlando experience. I know it's only a bus loop, but it's like, I feel like I'm at some seedy underground, like it's like you've literally stepped 2 minutes off Universal, not even off Universal property, just like off where the
The escalators.
security hub
Yeah.
down, and it's like, ooh, it's kind of seedy down here.
You haven't been to many seedy places, do you?
It just feels like
You think
There
that's
should be,
seedy? My God, come to uni women.
like windy and newspapers blowing down and like dogs barking in the distance
Well,
and the sound
flashes
of
and things
distant
like that.
gunshots. That's what it feels like.
Do you know
Join the
if people could
1% Lee and ride the water taxis.
People can see my face now.
I will be in November.
So, water taxis don't go to the hotel we're in, though.
No, otherwise I would do.
Get a bit stranded. Can we talk about this taco truck?
What about it?
Not impressed. I was going to try this one.
You've not had the Korean beef?
Nope.
It was good.
I can't remember what I
No, you need to
had.
tell me it was terrible. 'Cause I love.
I've only
I
had
love
the carne
Korean
asada
food.
ones.
I've only been there once and I can't remember what I
I've
got.
had-
I wasn't particularly
I've
hungry. I
had
mean, Hunter
chicken.
went.
And I had fish, and they were both good. And then I was planning on having this one the next time.
It's
but I'm not
strange
now.
considering how in Korean stuff is at the moment for him to get rid of that one. Or how
Well,
part of popular culture the whole Korea thing
you
is. at
don't
the
complain when I
moment.
cook Korean food.
I don't. I love it.
But, maybe it was the least popular one. Pot carnitas
I mean,
is
possibly.
it's
It
usually
might-
popular.
It might have something to do with the Mardi Gras
Mhm.
booths that are everywhere. Because I know last year they tried to do like tastes of all around the world, not
Yeah.
necessarily just like
Yeah.
Louisiana style food. So maybe there's a Korean booth and they changed that and they're going to put it
Maybe.
there, like literally have a Korean
Yeah.
taco there.
Or it could be
I don't know.
something as simple as the cost of beef has just skyrocketed.
If that's true, Connor,
that
Tracy,
too.
Tracy's going to be incredibly miffed if there's a Korean booth at Mardi Gras this year.
I will be there. I don't care. I will just turn up.
I'm pretty sure there's Japan and China, and I don't know for a fact if there was Korean or not.
It's okay.
But-
I know where all the Korean
Interesting.
restaurants are in Orlando, so
I'm sure you do.
I have friends who are going to take me. Anything else to discuss within there?
Nah.
No? Connor, you've got a little bit to add on, haven't you?
Well, as Seth told us, the Universal Orlando Resort has resurrected some of the Universal Pictures' most iconic monsters for an all-new limited-time tribute store, the Universal Monsters, a tribute to the creatures of the night. It opened last Friday. From crumbling tombs to collapsing laboratories, the new merchandise location will transport guests to highly themed environments inspired by Dracula, Wolfman, Mummy, Phantom of the Opera, Frankenstein's Monster, and The Bride of Frankenstein. Guests can check out a variety of Universal Monsters dedicated merchandise, pose with life-size photo ops, and even monster-size themselves as, whoa, what is that word?
Caricature.
Caricature.
He's really channeling Chris.
I don't think
Really
I've
is,
seen-
isn't
Very funny.
He's settled. He's got his feet under the table quickly, hasn't he?
Caricature artists stitch them together with likeness of their favorite creature.
Awesome.
Ooh.
The Universal Monsters tribute to Creatures of the Night is open daily and located in the Sahara Trader store right next to Revenge of the Mummy. So I've actually had a chance to go in,
Ooh.
and it's awesome.
Looks it.
A lot of similar merchandise. So like the front area when you walk in is mostly Mummy stuff, like from the Mummy ride when you come out, all the merchandise that has Mummy branded or all like the other stuff they have, the third-party stuff they have there. And the deeper you get in there, the more there's like themed corners. Like each monster has their own corner, which is really fun. With areas that are like meant for you to stop and take a picture. There's not like merchandise on the wall right there beside Wolfman. There's like a massive area where you can stand there and there's no merchandise inside. It's like really just a photo op area, and they happen to have merchandise there.
That's cool.
About the merchandise, most of it is third party from a brand called The Hundreds, and they've done a few things recently with Universal, like there's a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park stuff that they released, but their merchandise is so cool. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like the Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein shirts.
commented on them,
There was the Frankenstein's monster one is the artwork that Mike Aiello got as a tattoo.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And then they have a Creature of the Black Lagoon hoodie, which
awesome.
is
Yes, I love that.
amazing.
Yes.
And then they have two skateboards that have the same artwork, like two skateboard decks that are the same artwork. It's a bit pricey because it's a premium brand. Like the hoodie, I think was $90, and the skateboard was $125. But I mean, it's quality stuff, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, and that's it. I know a lot of people complain about some of the merchandise at Universal, and to be fair, I've never really had any issue with it.
Neither have I.
No.
I still have like my Halloween Horror Night shirts from I don't even know how long ago.
The only issue I've had was with my Halloween Horror Nights 25 hoodie that shrank in the wash. Hence why I don't really wear it much anymore now.
Is that why you don't wash any clothes now?
No. I'm waiting for the Universal tribute to the tribute store because that seems to be where we're getting at this point. It's like as many tribute stores as they can put in. Does it feel like a Halloween Horror Nights tribute store?
You know, I never really thought about it like that. It doesn't feel like a tribute store. It just feels like a pop-up thing.
Yeah.
It's surprising how quick they threw it up. Like they didn't cover any of the walls or anything like that. You still realize it's Mummy.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like stuff that they had. I feel like they were like, let's just put it in here for the time being because like Sahara Traders was going to stay open. And they're like, why not just theme it and do it that way? And it looks great. The Phantom area is the coolest because it's in this weird, like you have to go through a doorway or like there's a doorway and then all it is just the giant, not piano, whatever it's called.
Organ.
The organ. Yeah, thank you. And then Phantom's there himself. And it just looks amazing back there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Tracy and I were talking about it the other day. Sorry, Michelle. I think Universal, knowing what we know or what we think we know about Epic Universe, Universal are throwing as much monsters into Universal Orlando at this point to get it into the forefront of people's minds.
Yeah.
So that when that land opens, it's not going to be, monsters, where's that kind of come? Because I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of the movies at all. But the merch, the artwork, the iconography, the logos and stuff is on point. So it's going to get people excited for that land when it opens, and it's not just going to come out of nowhere. You know, you're lucky you've had a couple of Monsters houses at Horror Nights recently, so they're slowly just bringing it into pop culture again. So that I think as a build up to Epic Universe,
I'm excited about that land.
I'm wondering how much these caricatures cost.
No, I want one
Because
so much.
That sounds cool as heck.
I think they did ones for Christmas, didn't they? Did one for the holidays. They did the portraits for Horror Nights last year, and I think they were around $125, $150, Connor.
For a caricature?
I don't remember, because I remember we had gone in for the Horror Nights one, like that's the first time they ever did it. And I remember walking in, and they have a lot of like strict rules about like what it has to be and who can do it. So like me and my girlfriend Emma, we wanted to go and get one for one of our friends. And when we got there, they're like, "Oh, you can't do that," and also it's like $200. And we were like, "Oh, that's a little much for us. Thank you."
Yeah, that's a little much for a character.
But it's not on paper,
Maybe
is
I
it?
won't be doing that next month.
Because it's not on paper because they end up on the walls first, don't you?
Yes.
You get them later. So
I
like
think you get 'em-
like Christmas,
And you get
they
the
were
full
on,
frame.
Yeah, they're all framed on. They were on wooden boards at Christmas. Some of them looked like Christmas lights.
Right, so I'm just looking. The holidays.
Oh, that's not so bad if it's framed.
The holidays ones were $125 each,
I don't think that's
and there was
bad. I
only
thought they were like
125 spots. So whether this is just unlimited, so they get it done for you, but
that's what the studio was then.
yeah,
studio areas, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And the Horror Nights ones, they had like different sizes you could pick from as well, I think.
Those aren't now for Horror Nights. I thought those were like the portraits that you could submit.
Yeah,
Is
they
this
were.
different.
Yeah, this is a caricature. If you look, they did the same thing for the holidays tribute store, but there were caricatures.
Oh, that just seems like a lot for a caricature. Like the photo, I get, but a caricature that seems like a lot. But
Yeah, but
I think there's more.
you get stitched together with the likeness of your favourite creature.
Yeah, there's more work goes into a caricature than there is a
That's
photo
So who would you
portrait, isn't
choose?
there?
Wolfman.
oh god, I don't know.
Does Hunchback count? Because I would choose Quasimodo.
Well, yeah,
I mean, I'm sure,
it's part
I'm
of
sure he does.
the
Yeah,
law.
And he was in the house.
he was. You're right.
Yeah.
Apparently, I didn't see him.
He was hanging around somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think we ever saw him on the run through that house, but then I wasn't really bothered.
I'd probably go Phantom.
I was
be
thinking
honest.
Phantom. A Frankenstein's monster would be cool too, though.
Or Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then I could find out about that bloody tortoise.
Turtle. Yeah, I mean,
Turtle?
Turtle. I don't know what a turtle is.
Wow. Okie dokie. Right, Michelle, do you want to talk Epic Universe while I digest Turtle, please?
Sure will.
See, I can't edit that
All
out
right.
now, can I?
Continuing on from our chat with Seth last week, Universal executives have announced that they are planning on opening Universal's newest theme park, Epic Universe, in the summer of 2025. Woohoo!
Which is what Seth said, didn't he? He said he expected it to be 2025. So
So how soon can we book for that?
people are already asking. I posted it in the producers club, and everyone was like, "Can I book my hotel now, please?"
Oh my
I want to
God,
book the
that's gonna be-
hotel.
I was going to say I want to book the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's going to be crazy,
it's
crazy,
just
crazy.
so exciting, isn't
We'll
it?
leave that in your hands, Michelle.
to see. I mean, come on, Michelle,
I
you
heard
missed your
you-
chance there.
Hang on, I heard what she thought there.
Yes. Don't forget your favourite travel agent. Look, why am I doing this for you? You should be doing this.
You know what my first thought was, though, when that date was announced, was it's not going to be a traditional, like, weekender date.
To be
It's going to be
fair,
an off year.
actually, to be fair, it's been
It would
3
have been,
years.
yes.
No, it's been 3 years since the last one. 2019, 2022, 2025. It would actually work out going off the distance, the length of time between the last one and this one. It would actually work out right.
I know, but we didn't want to do 3 years. We wanted to do it every other year.
To be fair, it might not be every other year. I think 2 years might be a stretch for us anyway, but that's a conversation for off air.
It's
Yeah.
been almost 3 years. That is
I know.
terrifying.
Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Stupid COVID.
That's
Yep.
terrifying.
I know.
Crazy. It's like the last 2 years just feel like they didn't happen. And so when you look back to the
Tell that
things
to
that
me
you
back.
did before COVID, it feels like it was last year. And you're like, oh, no, it wasn't, was
yeah.
it? It was like 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good night.
So Connor's talking about, I expect you there this year, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. If things work out, I'll be there
Awesome.
Good.
to annoy you guys.
Awesome.
I'll just push you off onto Chris.
That's fine.
You can come and join my party. It's fine. Speaking of parties,
Well, hey, what a segue.
it was completely planned. We've got a lovely list of Producers Club birthdays. So we have some people who have joined recently, but their birthdays have already passed.
Yes.
So we're going to start with those. So we have 4 lovely people.
There may be more, but these are the people that
Who've
reached
let us
out and
know.
actually told
Yeah.
me. Because I reached out and said, has anyone had a birthday that didn't get read out in the show? They joined afterwards. So
Yeah. So we're going to start off with Chloe or Shea. Let me know, because I like to know.
Shay.
I would say Shea. Whose birthday was August the 12th. Happy birthday, Chloe!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And September the 14th was Adam Phillips' birthday. Happy birthday, Adam!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It feels weird when you do loads, doesn't
I
it?
know. I started that a long time ago and it's just never gone. Then we have the lovely Vicky Dawson's birthday on October the 23rd. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then finally, oh my God, who let him in? On December the 29th, it's the one and only Craig Lucas's birthday.
Yes,
Happy
he's back.
birthday,
Happy birthday, Craig.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Nobody taking over?
No, because we need to... I'm trying to decide which one at this point.
Okay. So we have actual birthdays. This is for the next 2 weeks. And we're going to start with... I love this guy. Kurt Gumbar. It's his birthday on the 5th of February. Happy birthday, Kurt.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then a couple of days later on the 7th, it is the lovely Sally Brush's birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Sally.
birthday, Sally.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Sally is one of our UOAP pin smugglers.
If she can get one.
Oh, she sent us quite a few over so far.
That's awesome.
Yes, we're the reason they don't do them anymore.
No, Sally is. Anyway, and then following that, on the 10th of February, we have the lovely Alex Miranda's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Alex.
Happy birthday.
And finally, the one, the only Jim Craig's birthday on the 11th of February. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, my favorite Jim.
I was waiting for that. And to let everyone in the secret, Jim single-handedly keeps Michelle in travel agency business.
Yeah, you're right.
He admittedly does. And I love him and his family, like, to the moon and back.
Yes.
They're the best.
I have not met him. Michelle has, but yes,
Yeah.
from the interactions we've had, he is
He's great. Everybody's great.
awesome. Yes,
So I hope you all
everyone
have wonderful birthdays and get lots of cake. Okay. So we're going to take a quick ad break. Listen to the dulcet tones of our lovely favourite travel agent.
You've started the decade off with a bang, so why not continue the party with Mardi Gras at Universal Orlando Resort? Join us for this fan favourite with special food, parades, and even weekend concerts. And yes, there will be beads. This event runs nightly and is free with your daytime park admission, so there's no better time to plan your next Universal Orlando Resort vacation. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless. Some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everyone. We are going to start the second half of the show with a Rate My Crepe from Brian.
Well, in honor of a former host, what's up, UUOP? Hey, it's Brian from Colorado again, coming to you from the London waterfront. Hope you can hear all that, Lee. Sounds great. I thought it was time for me to chime back in on a Rate My Crepe. A little disappointed with the lackadaisical pronunciation as of late, so I went and tried the strawberry and hazelnut crepe. And I have a bit of a sweet tooth, so I like them on the sweeter side, and it didn't disappoint. Not too heavy on the Nutella, Tracy, so pretty decent. The other thing, I like the fresh strawberries to kind of balance out the sweet. So overall, really good. And the crepe itself, nice and fluffy and warm. So on the scale, nobody's perfect again, but I go 4 stars. Oh, heck yeah. Anyway, that's my rate, my crepe. Keep it all in mind. Thanks for all the work you guys do. Cheers, y'all.
I love how he's completely committed
Yeah.
to pronouncing it as crepe every time.
We are Northern English, it's crepe.
Oh,
Actually, it's pancake.
Well, it doesn't rhyme if you say it that way.
No, it doesn't.
Is
It's
there
all
like
about the rhyme.
is there a challenge now to see where like the most obscure location you can eat your crepe at? Because
I mean, there could be.
everyone's going somewhere different at this point.
Yeah, because that's a bit of a trek from where they are to walk
Yeah.
all the way around there to eat it.
I honestly thought about taking it all the way to Islands and doing one.
Oh, that would be
just
awesome.
to throw everybody, like do it in port of entry, just to throw you guys off.
They should do. So from now on, when you send one in, what we need is rate my crepe, but then do it some random place. Don't tell us where it is, and we have to guess where it is.
I'm waiting for a
Please
magic.
do it in the Q is for Quan bathrooms, please.
Yeah. I'm waiting for a Magic Kingdom one then.
Oh, now that would be funny. That would be funny. Is that It's a Small World in the background?
That would be great.
So yes, of course, if you want to get your to do it from the beginning, rate my crepe to us, all you've got to do is whatever any of the crepes that you've tried, if you've tried one of them or all of them, you can rate each one of them. Get your little phone out, record us a little phone. It might be a big phone, and record us a little thing, just like Brian did, rating them out of 5. 1 being ugh, and 5 being oh hell yeah, and send them to us.
Did you have to pull the face as well? Good Lord.
It's Gillian's fault. If it's who you want to blame her. And you can send them to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com.
Not on seeing that face anytime soon. Wow.
I don't think Jillian said it quite so sexually. Just want to say.
No, I don't think she rolled her eyes quite that way either.
Can we please do that?
Red.
Oh, yay.
This is not a conversation I want to hear from mommy and daddy, okay?
I don't think Daddy wants this conversation either. Look at his
Oh my
face.
god.
I'm going to remind.
Yes, hurry.
I've already turned off the headset.
I won't, I
Michelle
am.
of a conversation we had entering the monster's house last time, but I won't.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, moving on, we have a question to answer. Adrian Russell has a question for us. Adrian asks, can I request an episode where you guys could discuss the youngest age you recommend for a child to reasonably visit the Universal Orlando Resort, especially considering the long flight time between the UK and here, and what it is they could do. They know that Disney caters somewhat better for smaller children, but it is Universal that they want, that I most hope to visit. I did consider possibly it to be around 5 when they should be about 42 inches of height, and so can do much of Volcano Bay, but I would love some solid advice. I don't think I can wait the many numbers of years until they are tall enough to ride a Velocicoaster, though. Thanks very much.
I'm going to jump in just quickly. The right answer is when they're old enough to pay for it themselves.
I think we could do a show on this.
I'm just talking about answering it now,
Okay.
briefly, and then maybe doing.
Our youngest is what?
She was 5 when we first went.
Turned 5 and we went. She remembers nothing. But then again, she doesn't remember last week.
It's not about what they remember, though.
I know. It's what you getting out there. But if you want to go and ride Velocicoaster, just go.
It's difficult
Without the kids.
because there isn't a lot to do for under
To be
5s.
honest, we weren't very good parents. We didn't cater to our kids.
No.
We didn't take them
What's
into
the point in that?
We didn't take them into like the kids areas or anything like that.
Oh, God.
Zeus Landing is about all we did. We never, like I've said before, we've never been all the way
We've
back
done Woody
into
Wood-
Kids Zone.
Well, we have, but it was on Halloween Horror Nights.
No, we've never been anywhere near Curious George.
Oh, God.
We have.
That is being added to the Weekender. Ball fight and Curious George.
That's a very
Yeah,
curious
Yeah,
George.
bring your own bottles.
Okay. Oh my god.
So I can't attest to the flight. I don't know much about that flight because I've never done it. As far as the age goes at the parks, it can go one of two ways. I never say it's about when the kid remembers ever, because let's be honest, Lee and Tracy, at what age was Jade the most fun when you've taken her on a vacation? I'm sure it was before she could remember that she was there. Because as they get older, they get opinions and they get attitudes, right? So
yeah, that first time we took her was probably the least amount of hassle she's been.
Right.
Was that 3 weeks?
No, that was the first. When we dragged her around there's a picture of us with the kids in the breakfast in Confisco Grill with the Cat in the Hat and Thing 1 and Thing 2, and she looks like a zombie.
Yeah.
She looked like she died about a week
It was
before.
like the last, I think it was either the Thursday or the Friday before we came home on the Saturday, and she looked knackered.
Right. And my personal memories, my favorite memories of going to any of the theme parks, whether it be Disney or Universal, are from when Krissa was younger. Because back then, then she was all about the magic and she was all into it and everything was so exciting. And now you got that little bit of attitude and the like, I'm too cool to be excited about anything, so it's not all about what the kid remembers. It's about what you want, right? It's about what the parents want. You're the one paying for it, first of all. So that's my travel agent spiel. I will step off that soapbox real fast. As far as things that there are to do, there's actually plenty for them to do at Universal. There are lots of fun kids areas, and some of those areas are my favorite places to be as an adult. Like, I know Tracy doesn't, but I love E.T.
You still got her on it, though.
Yeah, I love I love the Curious George area. I love Seuss Landing. There's plenty of, and the Wizarding World is lots of fun for little kids too. Maybe they might not be able to ride the rides, but it's still fun.
But you can find fun everywhere, because even just like in Port of Entry, you've got all like the exotic animals and things to sit on and investigate and stuff like that. So you can make anything fun.
I suppose it's that thing as well with a little kid, that the theme parks can kind of become secondary a little bit, because little kids love the swimming pool. So if you're staying on site, just going back and spending a couple of hours around the pool is enough to have fun. Then just spend a couple of hours in the park doing the things that they can do.
Or I was going to suggest, if the little one needs rest time or nap time, one of you could jump on the water taxi while the other one gets to stay in the park and do some stuff single rider.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then you could alternate doing that.
We're still not actually answering the question what we think the right age is.
I think about 5 is right.
Connor, how old are you?
He's more than 5.
I am 22.
That's about the right age then.
So the first time I went to Universal, I was 10. That was the first time I ever went. And then Disney, I was 8 for my first time. So I have a different point of view on it when talking to people about, like, when I have kids a long time from now, right now I'm like, I don't want to take them to the parks until they're like, I might take them once when they're free to go and take baby pictures and stuff for those memories like Michelle was talking about. But I want them to remember their first time and it be impactful, because to me, like, when I went to Disney, like, I remember it vividly. Like, and when I went to Universal for the first time, Forbidden Journey like had just opened, and it debatably changed my life. Like, it was like, so those experiences are what it means to me when I think about theme parks. So, but going to the question, look, honestly, the biggest thing I can say is to make sure that you get them there before they're above 56 inches, because you need to ride Pteranodon flyers with them.
Yes, that is a great point.
Oh my God,
great point. Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
There's a minimum height too, so that would be it between those heights, for sure.
I've never ridden it. It's the only thing as of Monday. It is this past Monday, not today, like a week ago. It is the only thing that I have not done in Universal, and I don't know if I ever will get the chance to do it.
I think my kid is too tall for it now. Otherwise, I would have let you borrow her.
Have you been on it, Michelle?
Huh?
Have you been on it?
Oh, yeah, several times.
Yeah, I think we've been on it twice.
Right, we need someone to meet Connor in the park and lend him a child.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought about
that doesn't
tweeting that a
sound
while
good.
back. I was like, hey, can anybody lend a child? I really just want to finish this out so I can say I've written every
Just
single
post in
thing
the
here.
producers club if anyone coming with a kid, fancy letting me borrow them.
Right.
Oh, let me come. I'll babysit for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and speaking of babysitting, and you mentioned nap time and all that before. If she's not coming by herself, I don't know if Adrian is he or she.
Adrian is a
actually.
he.
Okay, he. So if they're not coming by themselves, they have two parents or other adults with them.
Mhm.
Actually, Universal's child swap system is amazing.
Yeah,
It
you
really
said
is.
that.
It's so much better than Disney's system because you get to still stay together as a family if you choose in the queue, which the queues at Universal are fabulous. So they're pretty interesting to the kids anyway.
Yeah.
And then when
Yeah.
you get almost to the ride, there's a section where you go off and there's a room where
Yeah.
you can sit with the kid and then swap off. And there's usually TV screens in there and it's super nice. So there's no reason not to bring a kid.
Uh-huh.
And I think you'll have a great time no matter what age your kid is. And if he or she is under 3, then they're free. So why the heck would you not take them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just thinking about taking a toddler on a long haul flight.
so if I don't say it now, he's going to be messaging us vehemently when this show comes
we'll
out.
say it then.
Sam Naj recently went.
Yes, he did.
He went when the borders first opened last year. So whenever that was,
It was the
middle of
first day,
November.
wasn't it?
And they took their
First
son,
flight.
Joey, who's what, 2 or 3?
2, I think.
Sorry, Sam, I don't actually know how old he is. To be honest,
He's an absolute puppet. He's
until we
gorgeous.
watched your vlog, I didn't even know what he was called, right?
Lee Malaby.
And it was only because he had it on the back of his Mickey ears.
I'm stealing that child when I meet him.
And he did a vlog that's, I think it's up on YouTube somewhere. And he did it to prove that little kids can have as much fun at Universal as you can. It's just managing their experience. Like Tracy
It's
said,
managing-
we're bad parents. We dragged our kids from open to close.
Yeah. It's managing
Right.
your expectations, not the child's, because it has to be about the child, really. We're just really bad parents.
Well,
The
it doesn't.
flight-
It's got to be about the parent as well, because
Well,
it's like,
yes,
how
'cause-
much do you want to experience with them when you go for the first time? How much do you want to experience of those parks, like the little kids areas with the kid? But how much of the bigger attractions do you want to experience as a family? If you're happy bringing a smaller child who can't ride Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, Hulk, and that, and going off on your own and riding single rider, then that's fine, and doing the family stuff together. Or do
It also
you want
depends
to
how many
have?
are in the party as well. There's grandparents going as well. That makes a difference, 'cause that takes some of the pressure
I think
off.
it's important to also stay on site. If you're like, if
Yes.
you know you're doing just Universal,
Yeah.
I have just started staying on site, like doing little staycations. Like literally Friday, I'm doing Sapphire for opening a Mardi Gras, and I cannot be more excited. But
Not like rubbing it in, is there?
yeah, it's it's. I'll send you pictures from Strongwater.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it's the water taxi. Like even if you're at Cabana Bay, I was worried about the busing system when we did Horror Nights this year. It's my first time staying on site ever, and I was worried about the busing system. I was like, it's not gonna be that fast. It's so fast.
Yeah.
And the ability to just go, like, it poured down rain that opening night of Horror Nights, and we were able to go, change, come back, and still do every single house without express.
Wow.
Like, it's so convenient. Like on opening night, yeah. So like, it's so convenient to be able to just run back and then go right back if you need to drop off the kid somewhere.
Yeah, especially if you if you stay like Cabana, like you're talking about Cabana Bay, and the same probably with Dockside and Surfside. Whereas if you're at Sapphire Falls or Hard Rock or Royal Pacific, you can walk it. I know that's an alien concept to you, Michelle, but you can do it.
I walk enough in the parks. I don't need to walk to and from my hotel too.
But that convenience is massive, especially if you've got a smaller kid with you. That if they're knackered, you can go back to the hotel, give them a quick nap, jump back into the parks. Yeah, that's a good.
It's so funny when I hear people say that because like I don't know if my kid was just really good or what, but I would literally just lay her back in her stroller and put her like canopy over her and say, okay, nap time, and she would go to sleep. So like we could walk around the parks. Somebody could sit on a bench and chill while the other one went and rode something. We never had to leave the park for her to take a nap.
Yeah.
Look,
There's a lot of good quiet areas at Universal, I will say.
to be fair, as an adult, we need nap time. So I've slept
Right?
in many
if somebody
locations.
would put me, lay me back in a stroller, I would conk out
we
in a
just did
heartbeat.
it in attractions. So that I feel so devastated now that the last time I saw Terminator 2 3D, I slept through the vast majority of it.
Yeah.
Ellen's Energy Adventure at Epcot.
Don't think I've ever seen that all the way
It's a
through.
45-minute show. I didn't see any of it.
Such a great
I
nap
slept
time.
through the entire thing. It's a Small World. Not It's a Small World, sorry. The Carousel of Progress. Yeah, me and Jonathan Hopkins out
She
for
out
the
the
entire
way,
thing,
literally.
snoring in the middle of that thing.
I was mortified.
So, yeah, it's finding places that even if you don't want to go back to the hotel, you can just plonk them and like if the stroller age, just knock them back in that and off you pop.
So I think the answer to the question is any age. The Universal is amazing for any age. Just do it.
There's enough there show-wise and stuff to keep them entertained. You were going to say about the flight, weren't you?
Yeah. Just something I did with our kids with the flight was I put together those cardboard wallets, but I just put colouring pages in, but they were all themed to characters that we're going to find in the parks, or if the child's old enough, dot to dots as well. There's loads, just go online and there's loads just to download and print off. And our kids loved them.
Yeah,
and
the flight.
and it introduced them to the characters before they got in the park.
But the entertainment now, like obviously we fly Virgin all the time. If you've got a tablet, take a tablet. There's games on the in-flight entertainment. There's tons of movies. There's plenty to keep them.
Yeah.
If they're sort of that age, 4, 5, 6 up, that they're quite happy to play games and watch movies and stuff. There's plenty to keep them entertained. And I know again, looking at Sam, take some little toys that they can take in a bag with them. And it is a long flight.
Just don't do what a woman across the aisle from us did, and she had noisy, flashy toys for her kid.
Oh gosh, that's terrible.
The best one, I need to tell this story on air. It was hilarious. One of the first times Tracy and I came over, there was 2 kids. One sat in front of us and one sat across the aisle. And now I don't know whether they're friends or brothers. And the one in front of us was sat there, and his brother, we'll call him his brother, came over. And they did that thing. They were about 8 or 9, maybe 10. So they did that thing where one punched the other one in the arm lightly.
Oh, yes.
And then the other one punched him back a little bit harder. And then the one sitting down punched his brother back in the arm a little bit harder. And then his brother smacked him in the face. It was entertaining as hell. So he was crying his eyes out. His grandma's coming over, getting berated. It was the best entertainment I've had on a flight so far. It was brilliant because you could see it coming.
Oh, God.
But yeah, I think I wouldn't take a baby. Anything under 1, I think, is a push.
I think Chris would disagree with you.
Yeah, but he would. He's a bit more... Chris is more laid back than the rest of us.
Personally, I would like a child that can actually walk a little bit.
Yes.
A toddler's fine, because you don't want them sitting in a sweaty pushchair
all the time.
all that
yeah,
time.
Obviously, it's
obviously you can carry them around, but it's good for them to walk about as well. And I think you get more interaction when they're toddling about. And they've got all the water areas and stuff like that. Which
God, yeah, if they can run around and they like water, you're laughing.
I've never met a kid that doesn't like
that's
water.
True.
Unless it's bath time. Yeah.
Well,
So...
I mean, we could sit and debate and talk about this for hours. It's just one of those things that we've given you some information there, and at the end of the day, you've got to make that judgment. But I hope it helped a little bit, because there is plenty to do. You've got most of Zeus Landing, Kid Zone, bits of bobs in Camp Jurassic, Pteranodon flies, like you say, depending on the height, and then it's Flight of the Hippogriff.
And then great child swap options for the other rides.
Yeah.
And
plenty of shows to keep them occupied.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, honestly, though, you can take a kid to the park down the street where there's nothing but a big field of grass and the kid is happy.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it doesn't take much to entertain a kid.
True.
They'll be fine.
No, just buy them something from the gift shop and they'll be happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, you wait 3 years to be in the park as well.
Yeah.
So I forget this Volcano Bay. That's just...
Yeah, they said they're tall enough to do everything at
that's
Volcano Bay, so there's a good day at least.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And if there's anything else that you need to know, Adrian, just give us a holler and we'll do our best to answer. If anybody's got anything they want to add to that, pop it on the Facebook wall.
Definitely. Or just email it and I can put a post together and send it all over to Adrian.
So,
Yep. Shall we talk about HHN?
Oh, yes, please. I am very excited.
In January?
I am so excited already. I said to Jade the other night, I'm like, I need an announcement. And even she went, it's genuine. I don't care. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're excited because you're going.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right. So, like we said, it may only be January, but the HHN rumor mill is already kicking in. Recently, our friends over at HHN Nightmares posted on their social media, quote, "You're not getting a spec map. It's only January." To which the Horror Nights official Twitter replied with, quote, "We took a stab at it," and a crudely drawn map of Universal Studios Florida with a number of X's and question marks, specifically 12 X's and 8 question marks, leading fans to speculate if this was a hint to HHN 31 having 12 houses and 8 scare zones.
I think no, but wouldn't it be awesome? If you look at that map,
Wow.
all the X's and question marks, or at least like all the ones
They're in the right
are-
spots.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
There's not a lot of space between them. That's quite...
Oh, it would be
Wow.
amazing. It would be
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
amazing.
now.
Be a lot.
12 houses. That'd be sweet.
That'd
Yeah.
be so much.
It would be.
I know.
Hey, well, okay, we're focusing on the 12 houses, which is like, in my head, it's obviously doable with the sound stages and stuff that they've already used before. But the 8 scare zones, is that even physically possible?
Right, let's have a look. So, Avenue of the Stars, or whatever the hell it's called. So,
Well,
Hollywood.
Right, so you come in and turned right. Okay.
Then, I mean, really, you could do one in Kids Zone.
How far you've got?
You
You've
could do
got
one in
ahead. You've
Springfield.
missed-
No, I haven't. If Hollywood goes up into Kids Zone, round
New
into
York.
Springfield.
Or Central Park?
Yeah.
Thank
There's
you.
that looked like
Thank
the
you,
one,
Connor.
that area next to Mel's,
I'm trying to look.
kind of where Killer Clowns used to be.
Oh, yeah, like Sting Alley. Yeah, where,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
South Street.
They could do one on the bridge across the lagoon.
See,
That'd be
now
quite good.
JK is kind of cancelled. They might just go, we're going to put one in front of Diagon Alley now.
Please give me Death Eaters.
Yes,
I
please.
know. I know. You've got upside of where Shrek is.
They just need to
up
do...
to
Yeah,
Transformers.
they just need to do a scare zone in Diagon Alley, but have projection mapping so it looks like the Diagon Alley from the Deathly Hallows, all dilapidated and smashed windows and stuff. That would be unreal.
So cool.
But yeah, I think they could quite easily do. They don't
got
have to be
production
fully
central.
fledged scare zones. Like you say,
Just all you need is a few clowns and some chainsaws.
well,
and
Killer
that's-
Clowns wasn't a massive scare zone.
No, it was great.
So what do you mean it's great? You weren't there.
I've seen video.
It wasn't massive, but it was very detailed.
Exactly.
It was awesome.
I think you quite comfortably do 8.
Yeah. They only had like 2 main props for that scare zone with like the
Ice cream
sign that
yeah.
had the logo and then the ice cream van. And then it was just them going around with some projections and music. So
It would be
Definitely.
amazing. But this could also be Halloween Horror Nights Twitter going, here, watch this. Let's get them.
Let's troll
Let's get
them.
an uproar going.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that's what they've been doing for the past
Oh,
month.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw today. They retweeted a tweet that they tweeted out this month about Lil Boo, and like they just added on because they knew it made people mad.
Okay.
And they just retweeted with a comment and put like sleeping symbols because they were like the whole thing was it was a smashed pumpkin face, and then said Lil Boo went to sleep.
What?
Oh my god!
Wow.
That's a little dark, even for Universal. Wow.
The social media account for Horror Nights and for Universe is so good.
You see, I'm looking here at the HHN 31. What I'd like to see is for them to flip the 3, so it's mirror image, and then when you see that in the mirror, it says 13,
Ah, that would be
which is an unlucky number, obviously. Best number in the
That's
world.
actually really good.
But it still says 31. But, just artistic license.
I just need
You
something.
can have that one Universal.
I just need something at the moment. I'm so excited because
I
I
know.
genuinely, because I feel like, as I said 2 weeks ago,
Been forever.
I feel like it's happening now. And like, I'm just,
Yes.
I need just something. Just give me something to get excited about. I need it. This is why I put this in. I wasn't going to put this in the show notes. And I thought, no, I just need to talk Horror Nights a little bit.
I think we can guess that Bly Manor is a given.
See, I don't think so.
I'd rather see
Really?
Midnight Mass.
Oh, that
I
would be
think.
awesome.
See, I don't think everyone keeps saying that. I'm like, I don't think they're gonna do one of those two. I think they're actually Fear Street or Stranger Things 4.
See, Fear Street was kind of for me.
I thought it was pretty good, but it
like it.
has. I enjoyed all 3, and I think it would make an amazing house.
To be fair, though,
Yes.
Connor, It's aimed at your age range, to be fair.
You know, you're right. I mean, it's aimed,
I liked
it's aimed,
it too, though.
Yeah,
it's
Michelle,
aimed at the
you're a little
it's
girl
aimed at the
heart.
Stranger Things generation for sure.
Oh, there you go, Michelle.
Yes.
See,
I loved it. It even had some of the same actors.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could do it, but I'd love to see them try and put something Squid Game in
Yeah,
there.
without a doubt.
I mean, they've got a great relationship with Netflix
Yeah,
right
they
now. They
have.
could do all 4 of those things.
Yeah.
Hellbound would be good, but I don't know how they'd do that.
No, I don't know whether that'd work. I just need something, please.
We need to do an episode of Rush of Fear with you, Lee, and do like some
Oh my God.
build our own HHN 31.
I'll start working on it now.
Okay. Let's do it.
It's not even that far away when you start looking at it. We're only 8 months out, which isn't that long, really. Jesus.
8 months.
Time
Yeah.
flies when you're old. I'm
We're-
discovering.
We're all addicts.
Yeah, but you get to go. You two get to go every year. We don't.
You're right.
I've got a lot of
Right.
work to do in that time. Oh, wow. Anything else to add? No? Okay, then we will wrap up another UUOP where the Universal is, and this one comes from Adrian Russell himself. Of course, if you'd like to get involved with us, just let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less, and send it to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or however you want to get it to us. You know, letter,
Go on, say it.
pizza delivery, telepathic thoughts.
Owls.
Owls, yes.
Yeah.
But for now, Adrian says Universal is too far away. See you later.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.